Hey gang, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Man, it's been a couple days over here since I last saw y'all. But I'm good. It's my day off, so it's very, very good indeed. Obviously, I'm gonna jump right into it because there's gonna be a bunch of stuff to do. So I told you I was going to jump in and do some stuff in between streams, and if you remember what we were doing last time, I did. We have factory walls for this particular factory, at least on two sides. I had some ideas for what to do with this one, and I kind of settled on the Great Wall of Industria. What's up, Naren? I kind of settled on a sort of, like, boring box factory for this. Just because it's the most... For one thing, all my other buildings are kind of, you know... They're different. They're gonna be different. This one's a very standard... like, iron-producing field. I didn't do anything crazy with the layout of the buildings inside, so I didn't really want to do anything crazy with the outer walls of the building. This is still a work in progress. I do like this external staircase that I built with walkways down to the different parts of the factory. So I'm going to continue to tinker with this off stream. While on stream, we do the important stuff. And the important stuff today is going to be steel. I really, really, really want to get the actual steel factory going. And that's going to be over here. And part of that is going to be tearing down the old steel stuff. So I am going to get right to that. Also, I'm going to need to step away in like a minute or two to get my breakfast. Because, as usual, I got up late on my day off, so. Slightly saddened by the fact that in the face of prove your person, I said negative, I'm a meat popsicle, and nobody got it. Nah. Sometimes cleverness is lost on the masses, Manic, but I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. I've been building a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff. You get the reference, right? I mean, I guess not. I guess I'm one of the masses. I know it's from something, but I've seen so many somethings in my life at this point that I don't remember where everything is from. I was speaking two languages, English and bad English. So yeah, I'm gonna start pulling all of this apart. I just need to find a good place to put this junk, and I think I'm gonna do it like catty corner. Oh, Fifth Element. Okay. I mean, Fifth Element's a ridiculously quotable movie. I think I'm gonna put all the junk for this, like, catty corner to it. That way I have the least chance of interrupting anything, I think. But I just need a whole bunch of... Don't crumble to dust, Manic. It's gonna be okay. Next year, Fifth Element will be 30 years old. Okay. So all this is to simply store all of the things that I'm going to get by tearing this place apart. That's it. That's the plan. No wonder they didn't get the reference. So I'll start by dismantling all the miners. I was doing a little bit of rudimentary math on all this last night. So I think I have a pretty good idea of how this is going to go. Okay, that was the 3 coal nodes. Okay, and then there's another iron node over here. Fifth element is older than they are. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pure... Okay. That's why all this works. That's why everything works. I'm just gonna break this down bit by bit, so that this whole factory complex can finish processing the last inputs. What's up, Justin Brett? Playing Satisfactory on Deltarune Chapter 5 release as streamers who be desperate for attention. Yep, that's me, fingers squarely on the pulse of the gaming public. Look, this should give you some idea of how badly I've been wanting to play Satisfactory and how much I enjoy doing this. Like, think of all the things that I've talked about streaming, all the things that I could be streaming. With all this time and unexplored morning time slot. And then consider that I'm really just doing this. So, I'm gonna give that a minute to cook while I go get the thing that I was cooking, which is my breakfast, and I will be right back. Alright, I have breakfast, so we may proceed. Other things I did while I was offline the last day or so. Manic, thank you so much for the 260 stream streak. I appreciate it very much. I had to fix a problem with my chemical plant, because in my infinite wisdom, after all the things I did, I actually forgot to hook up the rubber production to the storage that I built. So I had to do that. I also expanded the foundations of the chemical plant, because I know I'm going to need to at some point. Okay, I can go a lot harder on this. Just going to start demolishing everything. So where is, since I know y'all are fans of Deltarune, where is Deltarune in terms of completion? You said Chapter 5 was coming out today. Is there any word on how many chapters there are going to be? Seven in total? Should be 7? Okay. Assuming nothing changes. I'm sure something will change at some point. Alright, well, I seem to have killed power to this section over here, so... Oh, I seem to have killed power to everything. Okay, perfect. Fine by me. It was a terrible inevitability of this process. Right, my inventory's still full. The other nice thing about this is I have a whole bunch of Mercer spheres that I was using over here to shove, like, stators and pipes and plates into things. Now I ain't gotta worry about them. I'll have all of them back. Alright. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't do that. Okay. Anytime I say Mercer spheres, I can't help but think of Matt Mercer. The achievement in this game for finding a Mercer sphere is titled, "I'm sure these will play a critical role." So, they knew what they were doing. They replaced a much worse Baker's. Okay, let me... I didn't leave... Okay. By some miracle, I didn't leave a, deconstruction thing, so... I don't know how many of these I'm gonna need to store all this junk. I just made a bunch. Some of this is also just gonna get fed into the cloud. I guess I can put steel ingots in the cloud. Like, why not? There we go. The storage containers themselves are holding a lot of stuff. Like a lot of pipes. And I may very well end up feeding all this into the awesome sink. At least I generally didn't have industrial storage over here. Oh my god, that's a lot of... Oh, okay. I didn't realize I still had so much versatile wiring. Or automated wiring. I forget what those things are called. Ow. I guess I can save some of these. Not 100% sure why I should, but... Automated wiring, that's what they're called. I mean, you really never know when something's gonna come in handy in this game. Well, I suppose experts in this game do, but I don't. Interesting. Interesting, you say. Practice of wincing or saying ow when your character in game takes damage is fairly common. One group of gamers I've noticed never does it. That's interesting. Turns out I did need all these storage containers after all. Crunchy. There's an upgrade later on. I think it might even be in the next phase that I'm really missing right now. It makes factory construction and deconstruction like this a lot easier. And I mean, we'll get there. It's just... I mean, there's always... The thing about this game is there's always going to be more upgrades that could make your life easier when trying to do stuff like this. But at some point, you just kind of have... Like, if you keep holding out for more and more convenience and upgrades and stuff, you're never actually going to finish what you're doing. Or you're never even going to get started, really. I can't fit any more of that in there. Definitely want to store those. Stack those. The City Builder version of Why Don't I Save My Gold for the Better... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you always have to be willing to break down what you're doing and redo it. And in this game, I'm fine with that. Funny enough, in actual city builders, I'm terrible about that. I am really, really bad. I'm really, really, really bad about tearing up old parts of my city to make room for new stuff, even though that is exactly what you're supposed to do. Both in video game logic and in real life. Like, it's how cities grow and thrive, but I always just kind of, like, keep all my stuff crushed together. I mean, refactoring is hard. It's a lot of work. I wonder if any Satisfactory player has ever done, like, a no dismantle challenge. Where, like, they never undo anything they do. And they just have to deal with all their crappy early designs and stuff for the rest of the game. Just keep moving around the map to find more and more space for stuff. I just need to resolve this. Okay, that's not gonna be a problem. Nope, not that. I'm sorry, did I actually kill the power down here? How did that happen? Yeah, don't do that. Keep working. Come to accept that in games, the immediate expense will make hitting the long-term expense much less painful. Yeah. I'm still working on fully grasping that. City Builder Nuzlocke Challenge, no deconstruction, live with your... Yes, exactly. Exactly. I unintentionally play stuff like, SimCity that way. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this guy while he's here. Alright. Nice clean slate, chat. And I can tell this guy wants a piece. I'm gonna process this real quick. Since I have a little workshop on the corner here. Also, we're not gonna get to this today because I'm mainly concerned with rebuilding all my production lines. I have a plan for my hub and the space elevator. We are going to move those. Yes, you can move the space elevator. The game does not care. You can deconstruct and reconstruct that thing as much as you want. What's up, Ms. Roy? Good to see you. Tend to hold out a little too long on properly fixing up my city's bases, but boy, it feels good when I do get around to it. It certainly does. Certainly does. Alright. Now, I'm gonna do what I did down here. I need to leave enough space along here. I need to leave at least 3 tiles from the corner. So 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. So the first station can go... I don't need the stations up front, but I like to put them down just so I know how much space I'm working with. Actually, no, I didn't do that. What did I do down here? Because I know I didn't cut right through the middle of the street lamps. Whee! I just gave him 6. Okay. I gave him 6 on that side and 3 on the other. Because that was kind of misaligned. Alright, I'm not gonna be too much of a stickler for this. This side does need to be aligned with the street lamps, otherwise they won't line up with that station I've already put. So yeah, I'll just give it, I'll give it that amount of space, and I'll put the first station here. I won't worry too much about it. There we go. I really need to add extra power poles to the design. But that's okay. We're not dealing too much with truck stops today. Okay, that's that. So, back from this, back over this vast expanse of land is where this place is going to go. And I think this one's going to be, like, the iron works was actually kind of up above street level. I think I can do it at street level. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. And I have to be careful how far I put this out because I got these coal miners. So that's 10. Alright, 20 might be as far as we go on this side. And then I think we're gonna have a limit on how far this side. This is good. This is good. This is actually gonna be kind of fun. We're going to be building within some limitations here because of the surrounding landscape. Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is going to be the basic foundation of the steel mill. A lot of foundation, to be fair. It's so funny too because this is basically like when I beat the game, and I wanted to build like a giant super base to hold everything. This is basically like the amount of space I laid out for it. For like everything. And now I'm doing this just for initial steel production. Actually, you know what? I meant to check that box a long time ago, and I haven't been. Because I really, really, really want to use this stuff in my inventory before anything else. Alright, I seem to have run myself out of iron plates. Need to do a thing. Yep. I can't wait for that to be a steel factory, chat. I extended this out a bit on the end for future expansion. All right, so it's okay. We can have some iron plates just as a treat. And then okay, this is what I was hoping for. There we go. All right. Iron plates of the cloud. While I'm over here, I'm gonna go to where the old iron plate. I had another dimensional depot set up that was feeding iron plates. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that apart. Was it? Did I leave it down here? I did. Yeah, that was it. It was this silly construct over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then this factory over here. I need to tear this down too. We may do that later. I cut it off from its supplies, so it's not really doing anything anymore. It's just working through the last of its previous inventory. I don't want to mess with them right now. Ow. It really becomes habit forming after a while, just going ow when something hurts you in a video game. It's very silly. It's very silly, and yet it's a tough habit to break. Okay, so like I said, for the steel mill, what I wanted to do, I wanted to do just a giant messy box of industry. That's my genius plan here. Just a big, ugly box of all the stuff that we need crammed together. So the coal is here on the edges, right on the edges. And then, so, okay. These are normal coal nodes. Let me go ahead and slap down the miners on them. Alright, that's going to be producing 120 coal per minute. Do I want to expand upon that? That is right there, right there. All right, so baseline, that's 360 coal per minute. But I can more than double that if I want. Iron, where's that iron node? Is it back here? Ooh, I may have just, hang on. Okay, there it is. That's a pure iron node. And I need a 1-to-1 ratio. I have 2 pure iron nodes around here. That's gonna be 240 each, so that's gonna be 480. The belts only carry up to 480. So I think that's kind of my limit. That might be my limiting factor here. Unless, hang on, let me check that again. So there's the pure iron node here. There's an impure there. That's the other pure one. I could pipe the impure in. That'd be another 120. Okay, well, fully crystalled, these are 300. Which means I could, in theory, produce 900 coal. Okay, I can actually even this up. And if I even that up, it's basically going to be 2 lines, right? That'd be 2 production lines of steel. So let's start slapping down some foundry blueprints. Yep. You do one thing. Just so I don't have to go reprogram all of these things forever. Let's go program a steel specific one. Oh, hey, what's up? Chat, I know it's been a lot of factory construction lately. It's Satisfactory. We are going to do some exploring again in the near future, just because there's stuff out there that I need. All right, where is? Let's use Iron Foundry for this. Yeah, this one. So we're going to be using this. We're going to be using this design for the foundries. And it's going to be steel. So I'm going to need 45 per minute into each one, or I can crystal them. I could potentially crystal them. But I think first things first, like, this is the amount of space that I'm working with. I want to see what I can fit into this space before I really get into the weeds of optimal production. Alright, I'm gonna give myself 1 tile buffer around the edge of this. Might need to do it this way, actually. Might need to do it this way. That way everything can be loaded in on the end here and go up that way. So I didn't realize it, but yeah, I guess we're gonna have to turn it that way. Or I could run it all up to the front. Maybe too many factories have considered this. Zem, I know you're speaking English, but I don't understand what you're saying. How you doing? I might just do this from the front. Wait, shit, I'm doing this backwards. God damn it. Hang on. Forgot what my blueprint looked like. It needs to be that side. Yeah, that's how that needs to go. Okay, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. 15. Alright. 15 times 45 is more than I can carry on a belt right now. That's fine. 12. What's math? I'm not a math guy, chat. $540. So we could start with this. We could start with 9. We could start with 11. Actually, yeah, let's start with 11. It'll be oversupplied just slightly, but or undersupplied just slightly. But it'll work. Did I? Oh no. I was like, did I crystal these? No, of course I didn't. Alright. Alright, this will consume an entire belt. This will consume one entire belt of stuff. Which means that... Where's that other iron mine? Right there. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have... I'm gonna have my trucks bring that in. Because I'm gonna want to expand this direction anyway, so let's just go ahead and do it. Yeah, there's more resources out that way anyway, so yeah, let's do it. Perfect, right under here. Vehicle pathing. My old friend. We meet again at last. There we go. Some nice hacky bullshit to make this work. It's perfect. Perfect. Flawless. No notes. Alright, it is right there. So we'll put the station right here. I wasn't actually anticipating on doing this, chat, but the thing is, this is the entire point of this whole logistics system. The whole point of this is to make all of this easier. So that once, as I expand my factory and I need more resources, all I have to do is just wire things up. I see the problem. Alright, that's gonna be 240. Actually need my crystals. Or shards. Of which I have over 100 now. So that's cool. 240. Alright, we'll do 480 for right now because that's the absolute limit of the belts that I can do at the moment. I did that backwards. I'm a genius. I did that backwards. There we go. And for now, mouse over your power poles there. You can see they're being struck by light. Inconvenient. Okay, that's gonna be kind of ugly. We don't want that. What we want is something nice and innocuous like that. There we go. All right. So this is, make this simple. This is, all right. We'll have them load. Let me set up this station down here. Alright, this is steel mill, iron intake 01. We'll unload there. So then what we need is a truck, naturally. Yeah, there's another iron node over there that we're gonna need eventually. Okay. Alright, so you are... Rich iron truck 01. You may have some fuel. Alright, so... Okay. So, first things first, you're gonna go to refueling station southeast. Then you're gonna go to... You're gonna go to the iron plant that I didn't actually set up yet. The iron outpost that I forgot to hook up pathwise. What's up, Chaos? How you doing? Good to see you. Put that up around there. Do the same thing on that side. All right, cool. Now I can do that. It is kind of like a Hot Wheels track, isn't it? Oh, crap. Traffic jam. Okay. You're going to go to Iron Outpost, and then you're going to go to the other station that I haven't hooked up yet. The trucks definitely work better than they used to. Yeah. I have had no issues with them thus far. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. Now, if you watch them do what they're supposed to do, they're a bit janky. Like, they don't actually take these little side paths here. They actually just teleport to and from the stations, but I honestly don't mind. Like here, we can watch this one on its path. We can ride along even. All right, Iron Outpost to then Steel Mill Iron Intake. All right. So let's watch it do its thing. So it's gonna start by, it's gonna stop at this refueling station. It will take fuel. So now it's fully fueled. Teleports back to the road. Crawls up here, slowly but surely. Loops around. Picks up how much iron do we have up front? Also, what is this in my inventory? That's copper. Picks up nothing. That's interesting. Oh, it picks up nothing because I haven't actually set up the station to take it yet. Because once again, I am a genius. There we go. All right, and then you see it drives down there to drop off the perceived iron, which will then be loaded into trucks. And just because I'm still gonna load it using conveyor lifts because I feel like it. We'll let this one go on the upper one. There's that. Let's zoop down here. Conveyor lifts really are the secret to making your factory look good. I'm gonna be silly and let that be a curve. Just to be silly. Alright. Now we need to... Hello, Ms. Roy. Thank you so much for subscribing for 37 months. Much appreciated. Alright, now we need to conveyor lift this one. Alright, this needs to be coal. This needs to be coal. Now, for the time being, I'm just gonna do this like this. I just don't feel like working out the logistics of attractive power networks. Alright, if I crystal this all the way up, it's 300. Actually, I'm gonna need to do that. I'm gonna need to crystal these to the max. that's going to kick out 900, which I can then split in half for the coal that I need. So we're going to do 2 lines of steel production. All right, now, of course, the question is how to do this. I need a splitter into 2 mergers. Let's start with this guy. And this one will be a little bit ugly. But when does that ever stop me? There we go. Alright, there's all that. I'm gonna do these straight. Right through the rock face. Because who cares? Nobody needs to see that. It's fine. And now... System works, chat. We are producing steel. Oh, it's beautiful. Alright, so this is 12, roughly 10. Hiding my shame again, it's true. Okay, basically a full belt of steel ingots is what we're producing here. Andrew Carnegie, love that. Let me make another blueprint modification so I can start slapping down the constructors for the plates and the pipes. I think we'll just do a line of plates and a line of pipes and call it a day. Hopefully that's all we're going to need for the time being, but again, this is all extremely scalable. This is all extremely scalable. You're going to make steel beams, which are going to take 60 ingots per minute. I think I can roughly put down 3 of these. And it'll make 15 steel beams per minute. Alright, right? Right, good. So that's going to be steel beams. Steel pipes are going to take 30 and produce 20. So we can run, I guess, the same, really. Yeah, we can run an equivalent number as that. I might lay down the pipe one first. And then do the beams. Because I think the beams are going to need to be expanded further. You get coke production going and you do a lot. Yes, but I can't tell anybody that. Alright. Clear that. Nope. Give me that. Alright. Alright, we want steel pipes, because these are producing 30 per minute, right? No, they're producing 45. So each of the pipes is going to eat 30, so the pipe production can actually be longer by 50%. Okay. No, it needs to go this way. Alright, let me see. Here. How nasty do I want to... I can make this real nasty. Let's just... Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it right like that. And let's hook that up. And let's hook that up. And there they go. Steel pipes. Some of the original Coca-Cola made with processed coal. There we go. Alright. Steel pipes, chat. Steel pipes. There they go. Aren't they beautiful? My children. Alright, we need more steel. Delta Rune update, excited for tonight? Nice. think a lot of people are going to be very excited for tonight. I am going to be streaming tonight. It's going to be a variety night, but if it's Deltarune night, it's going to be kind of hard to peel people away from that, I think. But I'll do what I can. Alright. Let's get another steel foundry going here. I don't want that. I think I'm gonna have to go back and steal some... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to grab some steel frames. Yeah, tonight's gonna be indie variety night. No, not indie variety night. Some kind of variety night. Not indie variety night, because I don't actually have a whole bunch of, like, random indies to show you at the moment. I'm, taking a bit of a break from that, really. So it'll be something else. What specifically? I don't know. I'll be here. I'm definitely not completing Chapter 5 in a single sitting. I'm too old for this shit. Also, if you're wondering about the color discrepancy, yes, I'm going to make everything this horrible shade of gray because I want my steel mill to just be like a giant industrial hellscape. Unlike the rest of my build. Okay, variety. AAA Variety Night, brought to you by Mountain Dew Code Red Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Could you imagine? Imagine a world where I actually did AAA games. That was interesting the way the auto connect works there. Didn't actually realize it worked like that. Gold-plated Call of Duty. Alright, now let's get this hooked up to... more iron? I think it's this one. This one is way over yonder. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm not hooking that up to roads. You can't make me. I just refuse. It's too far back. I just need it to work. I do need to figure out. That's coal going in. I'll go ahead and hook up the other coal, I think. Sorry, I know it's dumb, but I really just like for things to match. I really, really do. Oh, except I offset that. Like a big dummy. iron will go in there. That's perfect, actually. That is perfect. Ran out of encased beams, actually. Forget that. Don't tell me I am entirely out of encased beams, because that will be a problem. There they are. I knew they were here somewhere. Did I shove any more in the back here? No. Oh, that did leave a crate. Shit! All this pointless ore out of my inventory. I might. Yeah, I'm gonna do a thing. Very silly thing, but I'm gonna do it. I have an inventory full of this crap. Okay, that'll supply it for a couple minutes while I do more of this construction. Actually, you know what? I think you're probably gonna have to be. That's gonna be really awkward. Sure. I think that's gonna be too hard of a turn if I do that. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, that's coal hooked up. Now I just need... Yeah, I think I slightly underestimated how much encased steel beam, how many encased steel beams this is all gonna take. You know what? I might as well do 2 of these since we're here. It's not like I don't have the pieces for it. There we go. Okay. So as that works, it will feed everything into the cloud, whereupon I can reach it. I'll just have to go over and refill it manually. All right. There we go. Alrighty. Now, I just need to hook all this up to power. All right. That should be the second line ready to roll. Okay. And this one is going to be making my steel beams. I never thought I'd be missing cables of all things. Oh, I don't have cables hooked up to the cloud anymore. That's why. Yeah, get the hell in there. And for 600, great. Exactly what I wanted to hear. Alright, there it goes. There it goes. It's so pretty, chat. In a horrible industrial hellscape sort of way. Which is exactly what I was going for. Okay. Steel Beamos. Dystopic idol? It's a thing, man. It's a thing. Jet fuel can. Alright. 60 steel ingots are going to make 15 beams. The exchange rate on these is terrible. This line is going to be making 480, which actually divides evenly into 8, right? 8 constructors. So I'll put down 9. Because that's how my blueprint works. I think I have exactly not enough. Yeah. God damn it. Have trouble with your hands today? Ooh. I'm sorry to hear that. Additional steel production is probably going to be needed. Or more steel beams. But I'm hoping this will do at least for now. God damn it, why'd you do that? There we go. Alright. In goes the steel. Alright, steel beams, steel pipes. Now steel pipes. MS flare up. Okay. Now, as far as basic structures go, alright, steel screws are made from steel beams. This is the thing that I really, 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 really needed. Because I need these for reinforced plates. Over at the ironworks. And I'm realizing now that this is all so big, I'm actually going to need a truck. I'm actually going to need a truck to take the steel screws from here to the ironworks. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And hopefully not get run over by my own truck. Fixer recommends taking off your helmet and breathing in those rich black furnace fumes. Fix is not liable for any conditions to develop. Never occurred to me that fix it might be into the whole rolling coal thing, but... Alright, now what we're gonna do here... I think we're gonna need to go over. Let's get rid of that path. It doesn't auto-connect. Yeah. I don't need to do this right now, but I want to go ahead and do it for the future. Oh, that's cool. It actually auto-connected through there. In a really terrible way, but you know what? I appreciate your enthusiasm. Fixer shows that climate change is just a myth made up to impede profitability. Alright, so this is having a little bit of trouble linking up, which concerns me a bit. Oh, no, I'm doing this the wrong way, is what's happening. There's that. And then I need this version. There we go. Okay. Well, that's just beautiful. I love it. We're actually not done yet because that also needs to connect. And this needs to connect somehow or other. Sure, great, whatever. Yep, perfect. Couldn't be simpler. Oh wow, these miners are really tall. Okay. That was a big-ass road going this way. Up over our mining facility. Perfect. Looks great. I had a thought. There is something I'd like to go see. Because now that we have a road extending out this way, all of our sulfur and caterium is out this way. In fact, I think that's sulfur over there. So I kind of want to see if I keep extending this road this way, what am I going to run into? Okay, there's the sulfur plant up there. Do not want. I think caterium was a bit further up. No. Yes? No. Okay. Caterium is way the hell up there. We're nowhere near caterium. But we are relatively close to sulfur, and I think that's more coal over there. That is. Wait a minute. I think I just realized something about myself. I think I just realized that there's something else I could be doing here. Shit. Oh my god. Chat. Hang on, we're gonna... Okay. I'm an idiot. I should have done this days ago. I'm gonna stopgap something real quick. This thing could be making compacted coal. It could have been making compacted coal this entire time. Which can go into my depot. So that I can unlock turbo... No, I think I already unlocked turbo fuel, but that will help at least. And then this one... I can connect this boyo to an assembler. And the other side to a storage container. And this could be going ahead and making... Hang on. I thought it could. Did I miss a step here? Smokeless powder. Is smokeless powder not made in an assembler? Oh my god, smokeless powder is made... Oh. Oh, I needed black powder and heavy oil to refine it. Or I needed black powder and plastic to unlock it, but I need heavy oil... Well, shit. Okay, never mind then. I thought I had a good idea, but I don't. Alright, well, F that, I guess. Alright, so the real takeaway here is that I have a bunch of sulfur and coal that I can use. But my road needs to go a little bit higher, I think, to get to it. I mean, I can go straight from there, I think. Because I am going to need some stations here. Yeah, the mines are over that side, so I'll do a four-way here, and then leave it at that. Did all this hook up? No, it didn't. There we go. Okay. All right, and then I had to fix one of these. I hope it was this one. Just didn't want to connect for whatever reason. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put a station here. This is quite a thing I've developed, chat. Okay, this is going to be steel, mill, screw, output. Yeah, okay. The screws are going to come out of here. So... Oh crap, that actually overlaps the building. It's fine, I'll work with that. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to put a... These are all mergers. Let's just use these, right? Hang on. I want to... I'll give ourselves some room to work here. Alright, so that's going in there now. Second splitter, and then... There we go. How many is this gonna eat? I need 5 steel beams per minute to make just a stupid amount of screws. That's incredible. Alright. Sure. Feels kind of weird not blueprinting any of this out, but whatever, man. Not like it really matters. Alright, cool. That's, like, all the screws ever. Are we going okay here? Oh, steel. Or iron. Why is that? Did I... what? Oh, that's going there. And then this one's going... I forgot to crystal this one. I was like, why is this thing so slow? Why isn't it making more? Because I didn't fucking crystal it. There we go. There we go. Now that's a full build. Well, I'm glad I caught that. I am so glad I caught that. All right, screws. Screws are now being made. So back here at the ironworks, I need to figure out how I'm going to be making reinforced iron plates. Because I'm making, I mean, just an unconscionable amount of screws at the moment. Iron plates are being spewed out somewhere. Wait, what's supposed to be along here? Oh, more iron plates. Okay, more iron plates over here. I've got 2 racks of iron plates going. So I actually probably should have put this over there. I don't know why I did that. I'm just gonna undo this for a sec while I figure out how exactly I want to organize this. Alright, I guess I need to figure out exactly how tall I want this room to be. Damn. intake screws from. Because this station isn't even being used right now. It would kind of make sense to do the manufacturing side the opposite direction. But then there's that thing in the way. I want to go ahead and put in the stations for these, I think. I guess I don't really need to do that, because they're spaced out by these. And then my blueprints, like if we do that. Is that not gonna... So this way... stuff comes in on this side. I could do these like backwards. I think that would kind of make more sense to do. Fucking rock is in the way. If I want to do that, I have to route it to the opposite side of the building to work with the blueprint I have. Or I could reverse the blueprint. I don't think that would be too hard. Let me load up. We need a compact. Yeah, so this is going to use the compact assembler design. I didn't actually... Okay. I didn't actually have to dismantle the entire thing. Hang on. Let me reload that. No, not that one. God damn it. The compact assembler. Alright, so this one. Yeah, I don't need to break down the conveyor lifts. I just need to reverse the belts and the splitters. Okay, conveyor splitter. Alright, I want everything to go that way. Yeah, I want it reversed. Oh dear God, I hope I can remember what I'm doing here. Chat, I apologize for making you watch blueprinting. Yeah, this one you have to do with the ceiling mount. Okay, stuff goes in this side. And then out the other. So mergers going this way. Yeah, I agree, Vanek. It's kind of... just kind of comes with the territory here. Okay, so this is gonna be this. Okay, this should all work now. I'm gonna go ahead and program this for reinforced iron plating. Which is 60 screws per minute. I'm gonna be bringing at least 480, which means I can run 8. I can run 8 of these. So I can put down 3 of these blueprints for reinforced iron plates. Oh, I just realized realized something. I'm gonna be smart about this. I'm gonna use that icon. And then I'm also gonna set this up for the new maybe bolted frames too. I have the rods, but I think the bolted frames, I think bolted is just, yeah, it's 5 per minute. Modular is 2 per minute. That's just, it's entirely too worthwhile to do that. That one. Okay. All right. Clear the designer. Give me my parts back. Okay, now that I've done that, now I think we can lay out the next floor of this place. And I did... I really wish I'd finished these walls. Stupid metal beams don't want to cooperate. Damn it. Man, I don't want to have to do that for all those fucking beams. I really don't. Really should have blueprinted that. Either Doom 2 Mock Legacy or Rust is kicking your ass. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna do... Alright, let's do that. I didn't mean for this to be an architecture stream too, but here we are. Hang on, if I do... Wait. All those... I feel like that's gonna just be really, really... Alright, look, I'll figure this out later. For now, I need to do this. roof on this place so I can start laying out the rest of it. All right, so I want compact reinforced plates. Yes. That's what I want. So I'm gonna need, I got that. Let's see, that's about 5, 6. There we go. All right, that's all the plates we'll need. Now I just need the screws. And it makes so much sense to just do it. It makes so much sense to do it from this side, but I'm going to need more anyway. So we're just going to do it over here. And many of y'all have been rooting for me to get hit by one of my trucks this whole time. Personally, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened already. So this is ironworks screw intake. We will unload stuff here. I'll go ahead and set up the vehicle path. There we go. Isn't that lovely? I gotta work on case beams too. Okay, I guess we've all kind of run out of things to do over here. Concrete. Yeah, there's an extremely high chance I'm just gonna feed all of this junk into an awesome sink. But I will keep coming over here to grab stuff as I need it. The other thing I may want to do... I may want to turn this into a proper screw assembly system anyway. Which... yeah, I'm gonna do that. That would just make more sense. I actually need to do that, but still. Here, constructor blueprint. I don't know why it decides to do it like this sometimes. It's pretty funny. That'll work. Get rid of that. Feed you straight into there. And this is going to be... yeah, I wanted to expand this because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have multiple trucks running this route. Because I'm going to need a lot of screws. I'm going to need a lot of screws. And I'm obviously going to need more steel plates. So I'm probably going to grab that coal from the coast. Frankly. Now I need to deal with routing. Alright, well, route it this way. Oh, damn. Okay. So that's going to be a little... There we go. Okay. Alright, so now that's screws routed. So I guess we better get the trucks going. What happened here? Uh-oh, something happened. Why is there an oil truck over here? Why is there an oil truck over here? What are you doing? Are these guys gonna be okay? Hang on, I'm not sure. This guy seems a little confused too. No, okay, he's good. Alright, so what the hell happened here? This guy never should have gone down this way. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm not a truck driver. Okay, yeah. Now what the hell happened here? Yeah, no valid. Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. Let's redo your route then. Okay, so I want you to... I'm gonna dismantle this guy and rebuild him. Hang on. Okay, so you are oil truck 01. You are. Believe it. Alright, so you're gonna go to oil outpost 01. Then you're gonna come back to oil intake 01. And then you're gonna refuel at refueling station southwest. There. Enable your autopilot. I'll give you some fuel, and everything should work fine. That was weird. That was weird. I haven't really been humoring the possibility that all my trucks are gonna get deadlocked at some point when I just add enough of them for it to be a problem. Taking that whole aspect of this for granted at the moment. Anyway. Do we have stuff? Also power. Power would be really nice. Just a stopgap for this. Alright, we don't have screws yet because I haven't made the truck for it. Okay. This truck is going to refill over here. Is our fueling truck? Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is Screw Truck 01. Alright, so you are gonna refuel at Southeast Station. You are going to go to the steel mill station that I haven't set up yet, so hold fast. Damn it, I thought I had this set up. Thought I had this set up. Did I really not? Yeah, path. I forgot the pathing. I might see if I could do like a blueprint for the pathing bits, and then just plug. I don't know if that would really work. I'm gonna think of it. All right. Well, in that case, we'll start you from up here because I got fuel. I can hand to it. All right. You are Screw Truck 01. Here, have some fuel. Alright, so you are going to go to screw output, take it to screw intake, and then refuel at the Southeast Depot. That should do it. Grab some more fuel for myself. Okay. That building's gonna be really tall, I think. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to build. Another access route up there too. Oh, jetpacking it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. So I think I mapped out that I could do 9 of these. Was that right? And I'm missing the case beams. All right, I tell you what, chat. I need to stop early today. I need to stop early because I'm meeting a friend for lunch, so I think I'm gonna stop here. I may come back in between streams to kind of fix this building up, finish doing the walls and stuff. It's actually working. Tonight is variety night. It's not gonna be indie variety night because I've kind of held off from grabbing more. I've held off on grabbing more indie games at the moment. It'll be something else. I straight up, I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but I'll figure it out. And then tomorrow night, the power hours for real. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that up. I may go ahead and expand the reinforced plate stuff. But yeah, I need to do some math. I need to figure out how much of everything I can make. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do a little bit of work in between streams as well. Mainly architectural, but also a little bit of reorganizing and such. But yeah. Yeah, tomorrow night. Yeah, tonight. Tonight, some kind of variety night. Tomorrow night, the power hours, and then we'll be back to Satisfactory on Friday. I don't think I'll be quite done with all this like foundational stuff. Like I'll get plates and frames going. I'll probably expand the steel factory. I have to build a third building for copper. I don't know if you realize that, but I'm missing all my copper production too. And I'm gonna need copper wire for stators. But once I have these three fleshed out, the ironworks, the steel mill, and the copper works, I guess, then I can kind of expand outwards and probably thank El Nice Guy for subscribing for 37 months. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You sure are a nice-o guy-o. But yeah, I think once I have these three buildings going, and I have steady supplies of encased steel beams, motors, frames, all of that stuff, I think that's when I can expand out to that sulfur patch, and go back to the chemical plant and start making turbo fuel and smokeless powder for the rifle. The rifle is the big thing that's holding me back from exploring anymore. Because without the rifle, a lot of these tier 3 enemies, especially the stingers, are just going to rip me apart. So, anyway, that's all for another time. So, hopefully I will see you all out tonight for some kind of variety thing that we're going to do. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.